I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna fucking hammer that. Oh, I know. Just think about Eddie. Battery. You ain't even my neighbor. Oh, I know. I'm gonna get one. Tanya, I just got him today. I'm playing. I want to play the wizard. Link it up, Miss Miriam. Link it, Miss Miriam. Oh, this goes back in its box and in my pocket. Okay. Enough of maracas. Aaron don't need Raj. Aaron's got his harmonica. Tanya's got Raj. Two minutes, Miss Miriam. Fuck Eddie. Dave. Oh, I know, Dave, and I'm doing 6-inch insulation all over the house, so we're gonna be all right in here. Frozen solid. Aaron needs a shot. Frozen solid is correct. That ain't even an assumption. Frozen solid. An assumption. Why was it so difficult to speak that? An assumption. It was hard to speak for me. It's weird. No, there ain't much. Aaron Tires like speaking. I like the English language and spelling and punctuation and whatnot. But it's a little ridiculous. Oh, sorry, everybody. What the fuck? What's wrong with my lighting? Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, I got 1 minute, Miss Miriam. Hey, I'm going over to where Miss Miriam is linking. Yeah. We'll be all right over there, people. Aaron the Tires needs to go to chat. Come on. Come on!
Oh my God, not again.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know.
This isn't water.
Well, you know. Yeah, he's all.
Right on, Miss Miriam. I got you.
Okay, well, I was looking for that link of what she just posted.
Hey, everybody. Miss Miriam.
My peppers.
Links and stuff.
I was pollinating with my finger.
Yeah. I'm
gonna got new peppers going.
You motherfuckers.
It works.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to have fresh peppers in the middle of winter.
Miriam, Kate,
Wait.
Or Kate.
No ghost peppers, but I'll have Tabasco and bell pepper.
Oh, yeah?
I might have some ghost peppers in January.
Yeah, we'll probably have to go out and pick off the last of the peppers. We're supposed to get a hard freeze tomorrow night.
You haven't had one yet?
No. Nope.
With that cold front in the middle of the country?
Yeah, the tomorrow night, or Sunday night rather.
It hit here last week.
Yeah, Sunday night we're supposed to get below freezing, so it's getting down to 27 or something.
We got down to 28.
Yeah. So, but that's the first time we're going to be in a hard freeze situation.
And we're a coastal state.
Right. We're in the middle of the country down in
Yeah.
southern Missouri. So, not that far south, but still.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we're still having fires in the Colorado and snow. It's just really odd.
Right. Right. It's crazy. So I mean,
Oh,
we're not affected by that so much.
I've had 5 shots of whiskey.
Most of that goes up towards like Nebraska.
I've had 5 shots of Jack Daniels tonight.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Oh, I did 2 shots while my wife had a friend here. It was really boring.
Right.
I'm sitting there listening to both of them speak in Spanish. I'm not understanding much.
Right.
Kay just went live?
Yeah.
I thought she said 20 minutes.
I know. She did. She don't know. She told me earlier that she was doing it tomorrow night or something, and now it's tonight. And okay.
I don't know what she's doing.
No, no, it's now. She just gets impatient.
John Deplorable. How are you?
Right.
Hey, Miriam.
Hey, what's up?
John Deplorable. That's a pretty good name there. Doesn't roll off the tongue after 5 shots of Jack.
Right.
Aaron's smoking some weed.
Is he smoking some weed this time? Or is that just a cigarette?
It doesn't look like a cigarette. It's really short.
Well, he rolls his own cigarettes too.
Wait. Alex Jones sent you?
John D.
Alex Jones knows about this channel?
Well, that's pretty cool if he does. But yeah.
Hey, Dallas. Miriam. Good to see you, babe.
Like I said, Battery, we don't know how many people watch us and hang out with us and do all
Well, I know YouTube watches us.
that. Or not. They think they stuck us in a hole. So
If you put on Alex Jones, you're off the air. They're watching.
now they've actually got a YouTube channel now again.
Oh, I know. I've been every time they get kicked off, they start a new channel. So I've been following them.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Wow. I'm waiting for my inverter to stop
Oh,
beeping.
speaking of batteries, you know those ones that I scored yesterday?
Yeah.
They come out 1,800 milliamps.
Okay, that's not so good.
All 8 of them, which exceeds the rated capacity.
Really?
Yeah, it said 4,000 for the whole battery pack. That's 1,000 apiece.
Okay. I thought you had 8 of them.
They're 4S.
Okay. 4 in series, 2 parallel.
Yep. So I'm going to use them to charge my phone.
There you go.
They all tested 100%.
Nice.
Actually, 120%. So I'm happy with it. It was only 67 cents.
Right.
Can't go wrong.
No, that's a pretty cool deal. Don't
I
come
put
up,
them,
I guess.
I put them in this thing here. This holds. There, I'll open it. That's the phone now. Oh, wrong direction. Can you see it? It holds 4 batteries. at 1,800 apiece. It's got some good power. I was really hoping to use those in my battery packs, but they haven't got enough power. But I can use it for charging my phone. They're full. Oh, okay. Maybe not. I think they're. Yeah, it says full. I don't know if you can see it. There. I can see it. See the bar graphs for 4 batteries? The lines are all the way to the top. I can see it on the screen. I think you should be able to. Oh, it's gone now.
Oh.
There. Over there. Right there.
All right, hold on.
See the battery symbols?
No, you can't make it out on here. It's
There. Whoops. Power off. Bugger.
I can't make it out. It's just the way it glows. The backlight doesn't allow us to see
Weird,
it.
I can see it on the screen.
I've got you big too, so
Well, it shows 4 batteries and full. It takes a while for them to charge up, and they hold the charge for quite a while. But it's only 1,800 milliamps.
all right. I'm gonna head over to. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna close out Aaron and rebroadcast K.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we,
Huh?
should we go over to K?
Yeah. Let's go over to K. All right. Rock and roll. I gotta get over here and grab the link. Okay, then I want to come over here, change the banner. Okay, I guess it's not. I guess it's going to start up at 10. All right. So invalid cookie went live. Oh, wow. She said she's running 20 minutes late. Well, who knows? She said she was going live now, and then she said she was going live in 20 minutes before she said that. And then, oh, well, okay. Says it starts at 10 p.m. It's going to count down 3 minutes and 40 seconds. All right. What? Right. Oh, cool, cool. All right, Canoes. Good deal. As you can hear, I'm trying to get my battery charged up on my laptop. Hopefully it gets to full before the inverter goes down. I don't know, Case. I was pre-streaming Aaron, and then Kay. I think she's going live soon. Something. Yeah, Minnesota's been blue, Cassie, for decades. Yeah. Well, you tell people you're going to double and triple and quadruple their taxes. They have a way of responding not in your favor if that's what your plan is. I love it when he comes out with his new policies and his righteous, self-righteous bullshit. And every time he does, he makes new Trump supporters. Hey, Canoes, what's up? Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on with Kay.
Yeah, give her like probably 15 minutes.
All right. Yeah, it said it had a countdown at 10 p.m. So
Yeah. I'm getting an echo. Can you refresh real quick?
yeah, I'll be right back.
Aaron's a fucking chatter.
There we go.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. As soon as I started up the stream and started checking the screens and stuff like that, they were already up there.
Oh.
So 2 dislikes were immediates.
Gee, I wonder who that could be.
Yeah. No telling.
Don't really care.
Right. Thanks for the views. But yeah, no, I'm just there. She is. Kay, what are you doing?
She's asking if the link worked.
Yeah. Yes. The one I got to the bottom of the page is your page link. And from there, they can hit the live link. Cynthia, how you doing? Miriam, Dallas. Aaron, you're a frickin' chatter. So what how was your day, Canoes?
Wet.
Still raining?
Yeah. About an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, my cousin came over,
Right.
and she's all freaking out and screaming. She's like, "I need you out here to help me." And I'm like, "What's up?" She was out with her lawn tractor moving leaves around and drove in a part of the yard that she really shouldn't have.
Oh shit.
Way too wet. I'm like, "You seriously thought you could drive through this?"
Oh wow.
So I had to get all muddy and help push the damn fucking thing out.
Right.
I'm like, "It's after dark. What are you doing?" She's like, "Don't ask." I'm like, "Fine.
Don't ask.
Like, go park it and have a drink. Chill out."
That's what the you get. Yeah, I was like, I gotta mount a. That reminds me, I need to be. I want to put a winch on the front of the tractor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, got a 2,500 pound winch.
Cool.
That'll be enough to do what we needed to do. That'll be cool. Aaron D. Lurker. What's that? But yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to go out in the daylight and see how big of a ruddy mess she made in that spot in the yard.
Well, that's what I was saying. If you had a winch on the front of your truck, you just connect onto her and reel her in.
No, I mean, if it would have been drier, I could have taken the truck out and just, used chains on it.
Right.
But I wasn't fucking around with that. So I pushed, she pulled, we got it.
Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't so bad, huh?
Yeah.
But you got to have somebody on the mower or it won't stay running.
Oh, no, we turned it off and I just disengaged the transmission.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just put it in.
they make them nowadays that in the back of them, you just pull on a lever and you can push and pull it, without being on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the red wave. Oh, I'm telling you what. It's not just a red wave, it's a red tsunami. Yeah, I have a feeling that we're not going to be seeing a bunch of these Democrats in Congress. Prominent ones are probably not going to get reelected, especially if they can eliminate the voter fraud.
Well, I keep getting all these ads from Mitch McConnell saying, "Oh, we need your help and support and money because we're close to losing the Senate."
Right. No,
It's like, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Right.
Do you have any idea how many House seats are up this election?
Every one of them. They get voted in every 2 years. They get voted in every 2 years. That's why it's impossible for them to. It should be impossible for them to be there for 40 fucking years. But they managed to do it somehow. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Chuck Jones. That's Kevin, right?
If you say so.
Well, I think I think that was Kevin 77 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Too many people with too many different names.
Right? But hello, how you doing? Yeah, every time Biden opens his mouth, he makes new Trump supporters. It seems like every time he does.
He's his own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Tow trucks in the house.
Oh, truck. Hey, let's throw a link, man. I got it. What's up? Oh, wow. How is that possible? Hey, there's Aaron. What?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's happening, Aaron?
I can't text enough. As much as coming out of my mouth. My thumb don't type that bad.
Greetings, citizens.
What's up,
I'm
Batman?
serious, dude. I'm serious. And you know, in my facial expressions, it's like 1,000 words or whatever. You know, and people pick up. You know, I go, whoa. That means okay. Type whoa into your fucking thing. And it ain't mean Max's facial expression going, whoa!
Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't type, whoa! But you need a picture. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You need a video. But I love being a texter. Texting's fucking cool. I love it. You know. And I like all. I can't see. Texter people, I can't see you when I go on video. And that can't happen. No.
Well, Kevin was asking, you get the basement done?
Dude, I got the floor joists up for the loft where I'm going to put a fucking twin mattress up there. I mean, it's perfect. It's like a 3-foot area. High. It's 3 foot high. Dude, it's awesome.
What's up, Bill?
But it's going to have 6 inches of insulation. I'm going to be able to heat this place with a candle.
So, this is the El Candle blade right here. This is
I think I can heat this place with a candle. I think so. No, I'll tighten it up that much.
Full tank.
Just so you know, I'm making this myself. This is my own.
Nice.
That's my
Full
own
tank.
thing.
Right?
Full tank. Full
No.
tank blade. That's the only way to go. Full tank.
That's my everyday carry. That's going to be my everyday carry. I'm
Sweet.
working on it right now. I'm not done with
It
it
looks
yet.
nice.
That's beautiful, Bill.
Now, what is that? The bone?
Looks like deer bone or
Elk.
elk.
It's
Horn?
elk antler.
Elk antler, yeah.
All right, on, man.
And you got the
Beautiful.
hole in the end of the butt to lash it to a pole if you need to with paracord. Then you got a spear tip. You
Yeah.
gotta
There
have
you
a full
go.
tang blade.
You guys
You gotta have a full tang blade that you can tie on to a pole to survive an emergency.
I think Bill's froze up.
I'm not totally
Bill
frozen.
froze up.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, there you go. Just a video.
I just don't want to cut in on everybody. You know.
Well, where's that big old knife you had?
But I'm just telling you, if there's any kind of silence, I gotta cut in. It's my obligation. Unnatural silence is fucking against my religion, and I refuse to be silent. You fuckers, this unnatural silence is gonna cease to exist.
All
My
we really
presence.
need to do is keep talking.
Right. Canoes. Hey, Canoes. Right out of the bottle, man. It ain't my stream.
So,
Okay.
There you go.
I'm just going to-
Hey, cheers, everybody. Whoa. Boy, hold on. I need a chaser.
What kind of stone you got there, Bill? Is that an Arkansas hard
Hold
stone?
on.
Kay just went live.
Kay went live. I hope Kay does good.
Well, if you're doing a Halloween
I
thing,
didn't go
I
to
ain't
Kay
into all
the
that.
other night or something. I don't know.
I like Kay.
You know.
Kay's nice, but I ain't doing any Halloween streams because it's the fucking devil.
I told my Halloween fucking story. There's more to that story, actually. I guess I could tell another story and add that story to that story. They're not story to story. But, wow. That's what we bombed the cops, and the cops, you know, it's what we did.
I fought the law and the law won.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, my brother paid him in pennies. I like that. My brother kind of made him count pennies. It's kind of funny, I think.
It was a great story, Tatars. Aaron, that was a great story, man.
It's a story, Bruce. You gotta.
History. Yeah.
Well, it's a story. You gotta fucking put emphasis in it and put your heart into it. I like telling stories, as you can see.
I love your stories, man. I love your stories. You tell the best stories.
You gotta emphasize words and shit and stuff and things. You know, you put your heart and soul in there. I love stories. I got stories. There's you guys are triggering. Like in my brain, I got more. There's a whole treasure trove of stories in there. It's just you guys talk about shit, and then all of a sudden someone says something about something. You know, we're real weird off the cuff or something, and then it triggers a story.
Like me. I triggered you at one time. I said, dude looks like a lady.
Ah!
You remember? You told us about that story. That some dude was dancing with
the fucking dude that punched the guy out. Oh, yeah, bro. That's a fucking, yeah. You guys, oh, you guys fucking make me make stories. It's fucking crazy. Hold on, I'm rolling a cigarette.
Aaron the Tires, you are my inspiration. I would not be live streaming right now if it were not for you and Sick Pat.
Yeah, right. Fucking live stream, bros. But you do what you do.
Dude, if you could do it, I could do it too.
That's what I said when I seen Pat do it.
That's right. I stand on the shoulders of giants.
No, fucking Pat fucking went live. And I got a notification and shit. Now it's like fucking chat with Pat. And I'm like, holy fuck. What the fuck? I'm going live. Fuck it.
Yeah, right. And now we got Kay. Kay's going live. Woohoo!
No, we need as many people going live as
She's a lot
possible.
prettier than you, Aaron.
Okay, it's definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
no offense, but...
you're prettier than me, Bruce.
Oh shit.
So, you know, don't be going on the pretty fucking thing, because you're prettier than me, Bruce. So, on a cuteness scale from 1 to 10, I want to puke right now.
A scale of 1 to 10, I want to puke.
Yeah, fucking Bruce. Yeah, I love how you puke, man.
I love you too, man.
You guys are all right.
I love you like
we're just trying to have fun here.
Yeah.
Dude, I got some energy tonight. I don't know what it is. It's fucking weird. I ain't all fucked up for some reason. Well, I'm fucked up, but I want to smoke some more weed here in a minute.
Dude, you got to build some fucking insulated walls on that shack, or you're going to turn into Aaron the Tires.
Bro, I'm fine right where I'm at.
Well, that's what
I'm
you said
serious.
last year.
I know, Bruce, but there's no hurry. I want to do a nice job, Bruce.
Yeah, there is a hurry. It's called winter's coming.
I don't give a fuck, Bruce. I'll sleep right here in the winter. There's
Yeah,
no rush. I've done it, Bruce.
I
got
know,
2
my
walls.
friend.
Dude, I got 2 walls. Fine. Serious, Bruce.
I know, my friend. I know.
Ah, Bruce. I
know.
gotta learn. The
That's
hard
the way
way,
you do it.
Bruce.
I admire you. The only way to learn it is to do it.
Right.
Yep.
So, let me have fun here. Hold on, Bruce. Check this out. Bruce, you ain't got no weed, do you, Bruce?
No.
You fucking sad sack of shit.
I'm drier than a witch's titty on the North Pole.
Hey, send me your address, Bruce. Do that. Here's my G.
I thought I already did. Like a year
Here's my
ago.
F.
Canoes, how the hell are you, dude?
I'm doing.
Hard bowl.
Well, I gotta play that song, and oh my God.
Nothing when she comes.
No,
Aaron.
it's fucking the wizard. I'm
Aaron.
going crazy over here.
Aaron, you can't send me.
Smoking some weed.
Aaron, you can't send me no shit that's stinky.
Right.
Yeah, you can only send edible.
Nah, fucking up.
No, you can't send me no shit that's stinky. No, I'll get in big trouble.
Oh God, Bruce.
That's all right. I got an airline ticket, man.
Come on, Bruce. Bruce, you gotta get the fuck out here, then. What are you doing? What are you doing right now?
I just told you, man. I'm going to the beach. Going to the fucking beach.
Come on!
Oh man, I'm fucking dude. I got so much.
Aaron, have
I'm
you
smoking.
ever been to the Atlantic Ocean? You ever seen the beach on the Atlantic Ocean?
Well, yeah.
Well, I'm going there next month, and the dude that I'm going to visit, he's got a jar full of fucking buds. I'm gonna live stream it, all right, on Twitch, on my Twitch channel. I'm gonna live stream it. All right, stand by, motherfucker.
Dude, I got so much. Dude, dude, my grower guy, he lives in my hometown, right?
Oh, I can't compare. I'm just saying, dude.
Well, my grower guy, dude. Hold on, I gotta put this out because
Dude, I've already seen
this is actually yummy. Oh my God, the roaches taste good.
I'm so fucking. Oh man, you don't know how envious. I've seen your foot long fucking buds, man. I'm like, where the fuck did you grow those at 3 Mile Island?
Well, I got an 18-inch bud down here. See what I got. Hold on.
Those are what I call 3 Mile Island buds. For those of you that are under 30 years old, 3 Mile Island was the greatest nuclear reactor leak in United States history.
All right, here we go.
Google it.
Google it.
Buffalo Bill, he's sharpening his blade. He's getting ready for the election.
Nice handle.
Shit's gonna go down, brother.
I know, man. Lock and load.
Gotta make sure I got something to cut with.
That's a pretty nice Bill.
Thank you. I put a lot of work into it. I got the blade from the Native American Trading Post.
Yeah, you got to have a full tang. That means the blade runs all the way to the butt of the handle.
That's full tank.
That's what I was saying. That's why it's beautiful. And you got a hole in the handle that can accept paracord to wrap it to a pole. You know, you
Yep.
wrap it to a pole, and that's a spear point. Right.
I got brass
hole.
pins,
Right.
brass pins right there. See?
Yep.
And then I ran in there. I got a place to hold a lanyard.
Or take paracord and wrap it to a pole.
Yeah.
So you can extend that thing 6 feet, 10 feet away from you. Right. Then you can run up to a fucking bear and stab a bear with that fucker and not be within his reach.
That's just a little knife. That's one of my little knives.
Right.
Here's
You
another.
you understand that concept, right? You got to have a knife that you can lash to a pole and extend your reach.
This is another one I did. This is a Green River knife. And if you'll notice, it's a type of basket weave leather.
Oh,
On the-
sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't use pins on that. I actually used rivets. That's basket weave leather.
Brass whip rivet. Yep.
Yeah, that's just kind of a skinning knife.
What kind of steel is that?
I think it's probably something like 1065 carbon steel.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like 1065. This one here is stainless. This is a karambit made by United Cutlery. But you can hold it like that there. You know, if you got a hankering to, you know, and you wind up seeing it on the.
It's almost like a brass knuckle. And, you know, brass knuckles, you got to be careful in some states. It's a felony.
Yeah, this won't fall out of your hand. Now, Jack, he likes to do those ring finger knives. He puts his index finger through the knife. The problem with that I have, I know how to break your finger if you pull one of them out on me.
Yeah, you just grab it and twist.
Yeah, knuckle knives and finger knives and stuff like that. I'll just take it away from you, and you wind up with a bunch of broken fingers. So, I'm not a fan of those. I prefer something like this, you know, so that somebody, if they try to disarm me, they don't break my fingers. That's just me.
You got to have a survival blade. Like when the shit is the fan.
Oh,
See
yeah.
what I'm saying, Bill? You got to have a blade that you can easily take cordage and secure to an end of a wooden pole, a pole that like you cut down a small sapling that's like 1.5 inch in diameter, and not for just two-leggeds, for four-leggeds. Well, I live in bear country, so when the shit is the fan, I have to go to the fucking wilderness,
Now,
and I might run out of ammo, you know.
this right here is a knockoff of a Fairbairn. This is actually the World War II trench fighting knife, the Commando fighting knife.
That's some sweet blade.
Yeah, it's got leather. It's stacked leather handle.
But do you know what I'm saying, dude? You ever been in grizzly bear country? Like,
Yeah. I get
all
you.
right.
I'm there with you, bro.
I mean, grizzly bears they make the most badass human being look like a soy boy. You don't want to encounter a grizzly bear in a survival situation because you're like breakfast, lunch, and a midnight snack.
Well, that's where your Crocodile Dundee type of knife comes in.
Yeah. Now, I've got machetes too. But I got this great spear point. You guys want to see it? I put it on cam.
Hey, if my battery goes down and I drop offline, I just want to say, hey,
Maybe this might work for a Grizz.
Yeah, I think that would do the
Flash
job.
it through a pole.
That's a 1.5-hand broadsword right there.
Yeah.
That might take out a Grizz. And this one will cut through 60. I already did the test. It cuts through 16 penny nails like butter. That's a custom sword. And then this one right here, Bruce Wayne. This one right here took me a minute to take this out of the scabbard. But this one right here is what you call a saber.
Yeah, that'll work. But you want to be as far away from the bear as you can be, like a 6-foot pole at least.
There's a cavalry saber. But that's kind of a ninja cavalry saber. Something that any Mongolian would be proud to have.
Yeah. So I'll show you. Uh-oh. Something won't let me show my webcam now. Here we go.
It's too long to get in the picture. But this one is one-handed saber.
You see this?
You take your head clean off.
This is from here up United Cutlery Spear Point.
Yeah.
It's heavy duty. And I just got a pole stuck to it. And instead of this aluminum pole, I just take this head off with a screw right here.
I like that.
Yeah, it's about $35. You can get one or similar. And you throw it in your bug out pack without the pole, of course.
I like that. I really do. I'm serious. That kind of is it's in my agenda.
They call it a lot of websites, they call it a boar pig sticker. A boar pig hunting spear point. It's pretty wicked. I wouldn't want to come up with some dude have this on the end of a 6-foot pole. You're pretty much fucked.
What you can do with that is actually you could use a short handle and use it just like a knife.
Exactly. You don't even need the pole.
Great survival tool.
You might have missed, I did a lot of Twitch YouTubes about survival and backpacks, and it's about a year and a half ago. Most of my friends were here to see it. I don't claim to be an expert. I was just a Boy Scout.
Yep. Can you still hear me okay?
It's
Yeah.
lighted. Yeah, I hear you. Canoe.
I got weird stuff going on with my audio right now.
Yeah, you sound great.
It's a United Cutlery Spear
Yeah.
Point. And they sell out of them big time on Amazon. You got to be in the right place at the right time. It's heavy fucking duty stainless steel. It's a serious fucking weapon, dude. And all you
Well-
got to do is stick a pole in the hole. It's a hole. It's totally one piece of steel.
You put a short piece of wood in that hole right there,
Yeah,
and
it on
you've got a
grizzly bear.
pretty good knife.
You can take it on a grizzly bear. Put a 6-foot fucking pole on it. You don't have. You got to be far enough away where the bear can't swipe and hit you while you're stabbing him. Better
Yeah.
10-foot, 9 to 10-foot pole is the ultimate. 9 to
Oh
10
yeah.
away. Yeah. Because you don't want to be close to the attack. The closer you get, the less your chances are of surviving. Because he's gonna. It doesn't matter if we're talking about a 4-legged or a 2-legged. You want to be as far away as possible. Of course, then you talk about guns. Of course, we all know about guns.
Yeah.
But
Canoes, I'm going to drop back to chat.
All right.
You can serve-
Okay.
Rock on, guys. I'll be in
but
chat.
my philosophy, Bill, is when the shit is the fan and you're going to have to go away from home, away from shelter, away from bunker, you're going to run out of ammo sooner or later. You can only carry, 50 pounds of ammo on your back. I give you about a month, you're going to run out of ammo. Then what are you going to do? You got to have a serious fucking blade. You can't run out of a blade. The blade always works.
And a good bow.
And a boat. Well, you just know how to make a boat from scratch. Right.
Yeah. Yep. So one of your really good things that people do survival stuff is this here. This is a pretty good deal. You get one of these and you can
Got one.
make a shelter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can cut wood and everything. So I would probably, this is a cheapo, this is a Coleman, but I really would like to have a silky saw. Because those silky saws, they're really good for bushcraft and survival.
Yeah, but those silkies are expensive as fuck, like $70 fucking for one like that. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
got one that's only $30. I'm sorry, I'm a poor man.
The pretty reasonable one is the Gomboy. It's a silky Gomboy. Is that what you got?
No, I got the cheap knockoff.
Oh,
Yeah, I got that 18-inch for like $30 off Amazon. I'm
now
sorry.
if you look at the blade, right,
Do, man, you know.
you'll see how my blade. Let me see here.
I know some of them lock, some don't. They got one long, like $200 fucking. You seen those ones that are 3-foot long folding saws?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've got a silky katana.
yeah, that's the
But
one I'm talking about, right?
Now,
like-
if you look at this blade right here, you'll notice that it goes straight up and down, right?
Yeah.
Now, a silky saw, why it's worth the money to invest in a silky is because the tooth part of the blade is wider than the other part of the blade.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you get what you pay for, so it doesn't bind in the cut, right?
Yeah.
The kerf
So
is wider.
it won't
than-
bind. And
kerf. Yeah, the kerf is wider than the back
Yeah.
of the blade, so it doesn't bind. Yeah,
and they don't clog up as bad either.
Yeah.
because they kind of cut on the draw instead of on the push stroke. They cut on the draw, so
Right.
they're actually better than American made saws. They're made in Japan. It's a Japanese design.
Hey, the chaps made the first samurai swords. We should pay
Oh
attention.
yeah,
Yeah.
they've got a longer silky. It's a more expensive one. It's called the Silky Katana.
Yeah, that's that 3 foot long fucker I'm telling you about.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, if you don't have a chainsaw on hand, you pull out a silky, you'd be just fine.
Now I'm going to share something on screen. This is what I have for my saw. I've had this thing, probably since I was 13 or 14 years old. Used it in the Boy Scouts. It's the best fucking saw I ever bought. Pull it up here.
We're just talking about tools, like bushcraft tools and stuff. I know it's probably boring for some. Oh, that's bitchin'.
It's super lightweight. It's very flexible, but it doesn't like bend, it doesn't get a crease when you bend it too much. And it's only like the blade's only like maybe 14 inches.
Very nice.
And that thing will go through tree branches and small trees real fast.
Yeah.
Wait, that's a buck?
That's a buck. I don't think they make them anymore. You'd have to find them out.
That is. That's a classic, man.
Yeah, I've had that for close to 30 years.
So you got another option, and any of your survivalists out there, the other option is to carry a bunch of blades that you would normally use in like a bow saw, except you can make your own
Got one.
buck saw. You just carry the blade with you, and then you can make a buck saw out of stuff you get in the woods.
Got one. Perfect. Bill knows his shit, man. He knows exactly what he's talking about.
And if you can afford to carry the weight, it's always handy to have a small hatchet.
Oh, yeah. Got a hatchet, too.
Definitely.
Here's one for you.
But, man, I'll tell you what, for survival,
Yep, that's nice.
you got 5 C's. You got
See that fucker right here?
5 C's. Cut. Something to cut with. That would be your saws, your knives, your blades, whatever. Even a draw knife. Draw knife would be really good for stripping bark off of logs and stuff like that. So you got
That's
your 5 C's. You got
cut.
cut, combustion, some kind of way to make a fire, cover. So whatever you got to have to keep yourself dry. These are the essentials.
And container. That means container water.
That's the third. That's the fourth one. Yes.
Water.
Container and cordage.
And cordage. Yeah. Well, we already covered.
Those are your 5 C's. It goes way back to ancient times, Native Americans, all the samurai and Shaolin monks and all that. They knew about the 5 C's. You got to have them. Got to have a container.
Have water, you're gonna die in about 2 hours.
Yep.
And
so your container could be a canteen.
So
it could be a pot to boil your water. It could be a bowl to eat your rice. But container is part of the 5 C's.
You got to know how to make charcoal. You don't even need a container. Let's go to strict fucking hardcore basics, man. Here's what I've been thinking about for the past 5 years. We got all this prep shit, right? And go home, go to the grocery store, go to work and back. You're in your vehicle. You ain't got that shit in your vehicle. What are you going to do? And the shit hits the fan and you are blocked from getting back to your bug out equipment. All you've got is a pocket knife and a lighter. How are you going to survive? You got to, number one, learn how to filter water,
Yeah.
not boil it. You got to learn how to make charcoal on a campfire. You got to have a lighter and know how to make charcoal and put it in a tube. You either got bamboo, hollow log, or take your pants leg off, cut blue jeans
Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne. When you make your charcoal, it can be a 2-for-1. You can make your charcoal, and at the same time, you could be making pitch.
Yeah, pine tar. Right.
So pitch is your glue.
But still, without water, you're going to be dead in a couple hours.
Oh, yeah.
Or severely dehydrated. If you're trying
Water
to
is number one.
Yeah, you got to always carry a pocket knife and a lighter.
You can only live for 3 days without water. You can live for 2 weeks without food, but you got to start with water.
Yeah, and so even if you cut your blue jeans pant legs off, that's a water filter. Plus, if you can start a fire and pack that pant leg with charcoal and pour water through it, you don't even need fire.
No.
To boil. You need fire to make the charcoal, but you don't need to boil the water. Once you have that charcoal, you can go from place to place and carry that charcoal in a pant leg or fabric pant leg that you cut off. You cut it off from the knee, right? And tie a knot in the bottom, fill it with charcoal, and pour water through it. You might get sick, but the worst thing, dude, I've suffered giardia.
Oh, here too.
Camping. Oh, it's the worst fucking shit, dude.
Beaver fever.
Hallucinating. I was hearing things. I mean, I had the stomach.
You'll die.
For like a week. You can't.
You'll die from giardia.
And then you shit, and then, dude, the worst thing is when you shit finally, and you look down, and these white fucking worms squirming in your diarrhea. And you got a fever of 102.
Yeah. Well, you get giardia or what's that other one?
Going like, like, oh, well, it's a mountain stream. We're going to find where the stream comes out of the ground, and we're just going to drink it straight. And I'm like, God, you stupid yeah, you might know that. Maybe in the Appalachians you can get away with it, but you're taking a huge risk, dude.
Right. It all depends on where you're at, Bruce. Where I worked at up in Canada, when we were out on the trail, we drank straight out of the rivers up there. And
I did it
the
before.
only thing that we had to, worry about, every time we set up camp, we walked the shoreline around the campsite to make sure that nothing was shitting, And
the other one.
Exactly.
The other one. Now I remember. You've got giardia, and the other one is called cryptosporidium.
Yep.
Diarrhea City.
Same thing as Montezuma's Revenge.
Yeah, we called it beaver fever.
Yep.
Beaver fever. If the beaver shits in that stream, just 1 foot above.
So stock
ground.
up on some. The people that are like just getting into prepping right now, your water is your most essential thing. I mean, if you screw the ammunition and the guns, you got to have freaking water, dude.
That's what I'm saying, Bill. Right. You're dead in a couple hours if you're dehydrated and running, fleeing. If you're fleeing, running away.
Yep.
Without water, you're dehydrated, you're going to fucking die.
They say 3 days you die, but you could die sooner if you're actually expending a lot of your bodily fluids because of your sweating from running and stuff. You could actually die sooner.
Well, I know. You heard my story. I survived 3 days in the Arizona desert without water, 110 degrees but I wasn't running. I was walking very slowly. You didn't hear my story, Bill?
Oh yeah, I've heard it multiple
remember.
times.
Yeah.
You and your Jimson weed.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
Yep. You get out in the desert, and it's hard to find any kind of fluids. So one thing you can do is drink your own piss.
Yeah, only in an emergency.
No, your piss is not going to hurt you.
Well, I mean, it won't hurt you, but it's not going to provide as much, usable hydration than you think it will. It'll help a little bit, but you got to be in it. I wouldn't do it unless I was absolutely.
It'll extend your time, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It depends.
That's all
on
it's
the
going to do.
color. If your piss is dark, don't drink it. If
Yeah.
it's kind of light yellow, yeah, it'll put fluids back.
It's gonna. If you start drinking the darker piss when you're already dehydrated, it's the minerals that are in the urine are going to throw off your electrolytes, and depending on how bad you are, it could put you in shock.
Yeah, the urine.
And any water is better than no water. You're going to get dehydrated when you get the cryptosporidium or any of that stuff, but you're better off drinking it anyway. If you have nothing else, just freaking drink it.
So I finally was able to obtain the Giardia Remedy pills. I went to my doctor and I was like, hey, I'm an avid outdoorsman. And once I got Giardia when I was camping, and it could happen again. Why don't you give me a script for a bottle? He's like, no, wait till you get it and then come and see me. I'm like, dude, don't you understand? I go out in the fucking woods for a week at a time. I could be lost in the wilderness, and you're denying me a medicine that could save my life.
Yeah, there's a lot of doctors that are like that.
Yeah. And I'm like, you fucking asshole. So now I had to resort to find this shit on the fucking internet. And it's for fish. And no, it's not an aquarium cleaner.
Haloxin.
Huh?
Haloxin.
Oh, shit. What's the name? It escapes me. Hold on. I'll tell you in a second.
Well, stock up now before it gets to that point. Have that stuff on hand. Do it now, because any of us could find ourselves fleeing to the mountains or whatever. The Bible said it would happen. So, I mean, I'd say stock up on your water filters, or Life Straw, or any of those water purifier tablets, the iodine tablets. Just stock up on them, because it could save your life. And bleach. Bleach is a really good one.
See, here's the thing. At where I worked at in Canada, our base camp, we had a water tower that fed the entire camp, went to all the buildings by gravity, and that we just ran. We had a gasoline-powered pump that drawed water in from the river into a filtration system. Basically, it was just a tank of bleach that put the right amount of bleach in per gallon, and it pumped it up to the water tower, and that's how we did the base.
Okay, here's the name if you're ready. Fishzole. Fishzole, which contains the pharmaceutical called ketoconazole.
Okay.
Fishzole. It kills Giardia parasites in the human body. That's what they gave me in the emergency room when I had it. And I was camping for like over a week, drinking out of a stream that I thought, this farmer told me, yeah, we drink out of it all the time. Fucking liar. Old fucking bastard. Beaver fever. And ketoconazole. And you can't buy it without a prescription unless you're buying it for your aquarium fish. So it's the same fucking chemical. You got to do your research.
Yeah.
So I got a bottle in my bug out pack.
Now, another thing, if like you're in bug out situation and you're not like in dire straits, but you got your own camp, but you're going to be there for a while. If you have a container, say like the equivalent of a empty coffee can, you know, something that you can stuff some shit inside, you can make a layered filter with like multiple levels of charcoal along with gravel and sand, you know, in different layers, and it'll help even more with the microscopic parasites and protozoans and all that fucking shit.
Right. And then after that, you boil it as a last step.
Yeah.
Always boil. Yep. But realize that those charcoal filters and boiling will not take out chemical pollutants. So you got to be careful where your source is.
The only way that you could do that is to do like a solar distillation.
Yeah. A distillation. All right.
Yep.
That's the last thing I want to get to. I need a piece of copper coil just to throw in my bug out pack. Of course, you go to buy that in the hardware store, they're like, "Oh, you're a moonshiner, huh?" No, I'm just trying to fix my car radiator.
Oh, Bill dropped out, and hopefully he comes back.
It's pretty cool talking to you guys. You guys think like I do. Because the shit could hit the fan at any moment. And it's going to be bad. If it gets bad, it's going to be bad. You know, you can't think about, well, I got everything I need right here at home. I got all these guns, shelter. Well, you know, what if these fucking retards set your fucking house on fire and you have to leave? Then what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? How are you going to get there? It's called escape, you know. Retreat.
Welcome back, Bill.
It's a hell of a thing to think about, but you got to think about it. You got to think about plan A, plan B, plan C, right?
Well, you're right, Bruce. But, you know, there's a lot of people that kind of don't care, you know, and I've been telling a lot of my family, you know, I've been kind of, you know, prodding them to get prepared. And a lot of people, they just don't want to listen. So if you haven't started prepping for the situation, don't even bother, you know? That's what I tell them.
Oh, here's even worse, Bill. He's even worse. I've got a friend who says, "Oh, I love it when you fuckers talk about prepping because instead of me prepping, when the shit is the fan, I'm going to come and steal all your shit."
Oh, no, you don't understand. Part of my preps is figuring out booby traps.
I do. Come and steal my shit. I'll roast your ass like Alex Jones.
No,
your ass in molasses.
I'll be like Alex Jones. I will eat my neighbor's ass.
That's right. But there's serious motherfuckers like, fuck prepping. We're just gonna come and take their shit.
No, it ain't gonna happen. And right. I'm already getting people calling me, telling me they want me to come and protect them. I'm already having it. It's already going on.
Now, see, I got the feeling that if the shit hits the fan, I'll be getting a call from my sister, like, "Can we come stay with you?" You know, because I'm the one with all the guns, and I've got, you know, the 4 months food supply, and they know this.
Well, my thing is, they know I'm an Army veteran. And so I've got people freaking calling me. I've had my daughter calls me up and she says, my husband wants to buy a gun, but he's not a resident here and he can't buy one. I said, I can't be a straw purchaser.
Same thing. I had to deal with that about 2 months ago with someone.
That's the first. That's one, but that's one of others.
You
Because
just
of
tell
how
them to go to a local bar and get drunk, smoke a cigarette on the back patio, and buy a gun from a stranger.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
He'll give you the money. He'll give you the money. All you got to do is just go do it. And I said, no, I'm not going to federal penitentiary.
Yep, same here.
I already told you. I already told you ahead of time.
Yeah, one of my coworkers, her husband asked me to get a gun for him because he wanted it. It was going to be a birthday gift for his kid, and number one, this guy, he's a convicted felon, and number two, the kid's like not even. I think he's going to be 16. So in Ohio, you can't own a handgun until you're 21. I'm like, no and no.
You know what I told her? I said, go get a bow and arrow. Go get a bow and arrow or a BB gun or
Wrist rocket.
Yeah, get a wrist rocket.
Wrist rocket.
A wrist rocket or black powder or some shit. Don't pull me in. Oh, I'm sorry, but ain't nobody going to be pulling me into their shit because I've been telling them for years, get your shit together and get prepping right now. And I've been telling them, you got to have water, you got to have food, you got to have ammo, and you got to have guns. You got to be able to defend your stash. And if you can't defend your stash, you're screwed.
A wrist rocket never runs out of ammo. The ammo is pebbles, tiny rocks.
Nuts and bolts.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something else. Maybe you guys never thought of this. Caltrops.
Oh yeah.
Who?
If you're planning on defending your area of operation, right? We call it your AO. If you're going to defend your AO, you want to get something. I'm telling you, if you throw some caltrops down, you're going to hear them scream when they freaking step on them.
About like road spikes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There's countless ways to make them out of countless different materials.
Man, I'm way beyond that, dude. I'm going to be running through the fucking wilderness.
Be like a ninja. You throw your caltrops and your ripping nails down, and if the fuckers are chasing you, you just throw out the caltrops or the roofing nails.
No, where I'm going, vehicles cannot follow. I'm going on foot. I'm going to be a traveling nomad.
Yeah, but what he's saying is that the people that be chasing you be stepping on these things.
Coming up. Yeah, I know. Well, fuck that. Fuck
the Indians used to do that with like thorns and shit.
Yeah,
they make bigger, spiky ones for the horses.
Yeah, those spikes from the freaking that come off the locust trees.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The locust trees, they're like harpoons.
Oh yeah, those just 3-inch thorns.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Or just a board with a bunch of nails sticking up. You just throw that out.
Yeah, we're talking about shelter in place shit. I'm talking about hit the fucking head to the hills.
Well, no. I mean, if I'm heading to the hills, and I'll be throwing off the back of my horse.
Oh,
I'll be throwing caltrops out there. Hell to the yeah, man. You try and catch up with me, you're gonna freaking go down before you ever catch up.
Right.
And another thing, if you got dogs chasing you, hounds, you know what to use for that, don't you?
Pepper.
Yes, sir. Yep. You got some pepper spray, just spray some spots here and there. Yeah. And they will avoid it like the plague, and they will just go way out of their way. They don't want to follow that trail anymore.
It also works good for confusing your scent with dogs, roadkill, any kind of decaying animal. If you happen to come across one, that smell, it will fuck up their scent like crazy.
What it really does is it draws them to it. and then they want to roll in it.
They won't concentrate on anything else.
Nope.
So you track over it, keep going.
It was I read about it. It was a technique that some cartel people were using down in Mexico when they would set up like roadside bombs, IEDs. They would sprinkle pepper around, the bomb site, and then they put like a dead cat, somewhere nearby to confuse the dogs for whichever like government detail was going through the area looking for stuff before the convoy.
Good idea. So you've got one that's a diversion and another that's an attractant. And they're all kind of skiwampas. They're like, I can't even follow that trail. Good idea. But that's how you do it. Dogs, they will use dogs to track you. And it won't necessarily be the government. It's going to be these other people that want your shit. The other people that want your shit, they're going to be the ones using the dogs to find your stuff.
Okay, I got to ask you guys about some shit I just started learning about. Infrared. Like, say you're bugging out and somebody's looking for you, like, cops, deep state, whatever, or bad actors that have infrared technology. They've got these new patches that reflect infrared. They make them like U.S. flags and shit.
Oh yeah, that's been around for a couple of years.
Hold on. Now they've also got these things that emit little infrared signal, like in case you're lost. They put a 9-volt battery to it. You can clip it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
Well, the FLIR technology, it's very hard to beat. You're gonna, like, in a survival situation, about the only thing that you could possibly have with you that would defeat FLIR would be a space blanket.
Yep.
You need something that's gonna be like lightweight but highly, insulated, like that.
No, but Canoes, get me. What if you're like part of the team that is separated in the wilderness and you need to have an infrared reflective device or an infrared emitter that just like flashes once a second? Here I am. Have you heard of those?
Oh yeah, little beacon lights
into them.
Yeah,
you clip it to your suit. I've got one, by the way. That could help locate you and also let your team know when they're looking for you that that's our guy instead of enemy.
Now, I'm sure that you can go to like one of the big electronic wholesalers online that sell just like all kinds of random, stuff for people that make electronics, and they'll have little LED IR lights, that you can wire into a power source, and if you can probably, you familiar with Raspberry Pi?
No.
Okay, it's a hobby microprocessor. Basically, it's a little computer about the size of a deck of cards or a pack of smokes, and you can control all kinds of basic electronics with it and program it to do stuff. You could get, a little infrared LED setup, put it on a little circuit board panel, and plug it into this computer and program it to do whatever series of flashes, for code or identification or anything. They're pretty inexpensive nowadays.
This thing's called the Cricket. It's called the Cricket.
Yeah.
IR emitter. It's basically for people that get lost in the woods. you always need to have one if you're going to go hiking for long distances in case you get lost and you need rescue. Because helicopters can see that flashing IR.
All right. Well, you
Well,
need.
if you're going deep backcountry, a lot of people carry EPIRB units.
Yeah, those are more like on radio waves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's satellite communication shit.
Right. So I'm just saying, if shit is the fan, and what if you need to reconnect with your team and they can't find you? Better to have a Cricket IR emitter than not, because they could misidentify you as the enemy unless you. And then there's these things called IR patches that if someone's got an IR rifle scope and it's
Yeah,
pointing
they
at
flash it with you. It'll fluoresce. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think I need to get one of those.
Yeah,
This shit is so fucking complicated. I'm more like, I'm just going to be like way out in the fucking wilderness where nobody can find me except a grizzly bear. Yeah, I'm serious, man. If the shit is the fan, I mean, I have a team, but the team might just fucking head for the hills and all separate and be like, you're on your own. And I'd be like, okay, I planned for that. That's plan B. Fuck y'all. I'm just going to be, Jeremiah Johnson in the fucking wilderness. I'll live as long as I can.
You've seen that movie, haven't you?
Huh?
You've seen the movie Jeremiah Johnson?
Yeah, many times.
I saw it, maybe a month ago, and I haven't watched it in years. That scene where the dude runs and leads the bear into the cabin.
Got to get creative when you're surviving.
Yep.
See,
I'm not worried about animals. I'm worried about humans.
Well, you got to worry about both, right?
Well, I am concerned about animals to some degree, but more concerned about humans.
Right. But when you're in the wilderness, way in the middle of fucking nowhere, that's when the bears attack.
Mm-hmm. They don't avoid you when they're hungry. People say grizzly bears avoid you when they're hungry. They avoid humans because we're not a natural food source. The hell? We are their natural food source.
Now, here's the thing, my friend. We are the most intelligent creature on the face of the earth, above bears, because we have a spirit and a soul that is connected with God, and God has put into every creature other than man to fear man. And any animal that violates that consciousness, that that primordial consciousness to attack a man deserves death immediately. To be attacked by a wild animal that does not know the concept of God is in violation, and he should be struck down and killed immediately. That's what separates us from the animals: the consciousness of God, the protection of angels. Sorry, I had to go there.
Yeah,
that's the way it is.
they pretty much know that we are a higher life force, higher being, but it won't stop them from eating you.
Yeah, that's why we know how to make guns and spear points and shit like that.
Well, here's something, Bruce, maybe you and Canoes never thought of. Our DNA has all the memory of our ancestors.
Oh yeah, I know that concept.
And there's no deja vu is a bunch of bullshit. Actually, you have in your DNA code, you have the memory of all your ancestors. And it was passed down to you. Now, every generation that passed down their DNA to you to finally get to you, it might have been at 21 years old, and whatever their memory was to the point that you were conceived or your ancestor was conceived, that's where it cuts off. So a lot of our ancestors, the DNA that was passed down to us in our DNA memory was around the, right around the age of the early 20s. For the most part, with an exception here and there. So what you have is a lot of memory from a lot of 20-year-olds in your DNA.
If you choose to accept it.
If that makes any sense. But it's in your code. It's already there. It's in your code.
If you choose to tap into it.
Well, we don't even need to tap into it. I mean, it shows up. A lot of times you'll be somewhere and you're like, how did I know how to do that? And it's because it's in your DNA memory. So there's people that, they come out of different cultures that are going to have different things that are in their DNA code than other people. And I think that's what deja vu is. I think that's all it is. I don't think it has anything to do with the reincarnation or anything. It's in your DNA code, and it goes all the way back to the very first humans. My opinion.
You could be right.
I thought it was interesting because I was wondering, until I came across a couple of videos about it, there's some people that were talking about it, and it's like, damn, it totally makes sense to me. It's our DNA code.
Like deja vu is shit that we saw in a dream or expected, imagined that could happen, and then we see something happen, and it's like, oh yeah, I saw that in a dream, or I imagined that could happen one day.
Well, why it makes sense to me is because I have family members that I never knew when I was young. And then later on, I got to know them. And here I am, talking to my dad, and my dad says, yeah, I was a sign painter. I said, I'm a sign painter. He said, I was in the Air Force. I was in the Army. And I'm finding all these freaking parallels with me and my dad. I couldn't figure out how it happened. Another uncle of mine had a lot of skills and stuff that I have. And it's like, there's some things that just come easy to me. And I never understood why. And I believe it's all DNA memory. I think it's in your DNA. It's
the human condition, after millions of people, we're all going to end up doing the same kind of things sooner or later.
Yeah.
All right, my friends, I'm going to check out. It's great talking to you guys. Carry on and vote for Trump.
Right on, Bruce. Have a good one.
Okay, see you, Bruce.
Colonel Shaw's in the house. What's up, Colonel?
Colonel Shaw's in here?
Yeah, he just showed up.
Okay, Colonel.
I think everybody else left because there was some silly drama going on in the chat.
Oh. Well, it'd be nice if we could have a nice conversation about nitty-gritty stuff.
Singularity, welcome. Yeah, I don't know what the drama was. It sounded like someone got shut out of Kay's chat. I don't know.
Oh,
No, I think it had to do with Dallas and Deborah.
okay.
I don't know. I really don't care.
Who knows? It would be nice to talk about some nitty gritty stuff, though.
I'll be back in 1 minute.
Right on. The freaking fake environment that people have created. I hear noise. Wow. All kinds of weird crunching noises. How's it going, Colonel Shaw? How's the weather out there? Yeah,
Kiss me.
it's a ghost. It's a ghost of your Halloween past. Well, Colonel Shaw, you can always stir some shit up. I stir shit up and I don't even try. Singularity, how's it going, brother? It's not boring. It's just it's like Fridays. Not really a lot of news. Nothing worthwhile to listen to. That's why we got to get out in nature. This is a good time to get out in nature and do your own thing. They're pushing, oh my gosh, on my phone, I got freaking alerts about COVID-19 today.
Wow.
They're trying to say that there's a big outbreak going on. I don't believe it at all.
Me neither. Yeah, about maybe 5 days ago, they raised my county to the highest level.
Oh, where you are too?
Yeah.
Wow.
We went
They
full
said
red.
we're leading the nation in COVID-19 outbreaks. That's what this freaking thing that I got on my phone said. They're shutting everything down. Everybody's bored because everybody's in lockdown. You can't go to a movie theater. Can't take out a date. Can't take girls out on a date or nothing. I mean, it's absurd. I think cockroaches are even running out of stuff to do. Oh, well. Such is life. I'm glad Colonel Shaw's hanging out here. Singularity. Oh, yeah. 7mm, right on. That'll reach out there. I didn't know you ran 7mm.
Yep. That's some 243.
7mm, I think distance-wise, it's pretty close to 300 Win Mag.
Yep. I don't think it has as much kinetic energy downrange, but very flat trajectory.
Well, let's look at it for what it is. 7mm is a little smaller than 7.62, diameter-wise. So it's just a little bit smaller. The 300 Win Mag is only 7.62.
Hey, Miriam. What's up, Earl?
7.62 with a big ass cartridge on it. And I guarantee you, I think they run about the same distance wise. You're not going to have the bullet weight, quite the same bullet weight, but the penetration and everything is fantastic on 7mm. So I'd be glad I had it. You know, if I had 7mm, I'd stick with it.
Yeah, I got the rifle. It's a Weatherby Vanguard.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it for maybe $550, $600 a couple years ago. Nice walnut stock on it.
300 Win Mag, I can ramp it up to about 300 grain if I want to. No, did I say 300? 200. I'll ramp it up to about 200, maybe if I'm lucky 250 bullet weight. But
yeah, these are 174.
That's serious business there.
Yeah.
74. The heavier, and here's the thing for a lot of these ballistics experts out there. The heavier the bullet, the better the penetration.
Yep.
You don't have the velocity, but you have the penetration on a hard target.
Yeah, the kinetic energy transfer.
Yeah. I'll get more range out of a lighter bullet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's partially why with that new Savage that I bought that I went with the 7.62 instead of the 6.5 Creed.
But 7mm has got a lot of wiggle room for bullet weights. So it's a fun round to play with if you're into reloading.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into that yet. Maybe next year.
I'm not into reloading either. I just understand it and know it. So I try to buy ammunition that is appropriate for what my purpose is. So if my purpose is penetrating a harder target, I'm going to go with a heavier grain bullet.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have more recoil with heavier grain bullets. And if you're talking tactical purposes, I'd probably try to go as lightweight as I could with that 7mm. Which is pretty much a paper puncher. But it runs toe-to-toe with 6.5 Creedmoor. And 6.5 Creedmoor is probably, for what it is, it's probably one of the best bang for your buck as far as long-range shooting goes. Less wind drift. Yeah, I'm not saying it has a longer range than 7mm, but it has less wind drift because it's a smaller profile bullet. So if you've got a crosswind, you know.
Yep.
6.5 Creedmoor will take care of business any day of the week. But if you were in the military and you wanted to use 6.5 Creedmoor, it would be a good man stopper, but it wouldn't be good for shooting a plane out of the sky.
Yeah, it's going to be anti-personnel, not anti-material.
Yeah. Or on a armored vehicle or something like that. So they would wrap it up like Chris Kyle. He was in Iraq. He was running 300 Win Mag, and it wasn't until he actually got out of the military that he was able to get a hold of a 330 Lapua.
Yeah.
Because the Canadians, they kind of started with the 330 Lapua.
Yep. They set that record in Iraq
Yeah.
about 12, 13 years ago, I think.
Yep.
Almost 2 kilometers.
Yep. Mile and a half shot. I don't think they made a 2 mile shot. I'm not sure though. But somebody made a 2 mile shot with a 50 BMG on some Taliban.
Uh-huh.
And these guys are hiking up a freaking ridge, and he takes a shot and blows the backpack off. Right? He's looking around and he didn't even hear it. It was so far away. And there was so much wind and everything. He didn't even hear it, and it hit the backpack, and he's like looking around, and they're like, we're being shot at. And they started running, and he took out the other guy. He took him out, freaking. Then he took out 2, I think. That was a really amazing freaking video. I don't even know if it's still online. But it was a 50 BMG. And, you know, there's something better than a 50 BMG out as far as range and everything goes. And as far as flatter trajectory and less wind drift. And that would be the 416 Shaytac.
Yeah. I saw the other day, forget which website it was. They actually had 50 BMG ammo on sale. They had it in stock. They were filled ammo cans, 200 rounds, linked, and it was a 2-to-1 mix of standard ball with a tracer every third shot.
Oh wow!
It was like reasonably priced too. It was only like $380, I think.
Now, wouldn't that be cool to have a semi-auto 50 BMG that could run linked cartridges? Oh man, I'm telling you what. I'm wondering if that Barrett may be capable of running linked cartridges up through the magazine well.
I don't know.
I think that would be so cool.
There's a Canadian company, can't remember the name of it, but they have a 50 BMG bullpup semi-automatic. I believe it's called the Lynx.
Wow.
And that's a pretty wicked video.
Well, there's a company out of Florida that actually makes a single shot 50 BMG that you just use the trigger mechanism of an AR-15.
Okay.
And so you're using the AR-15 lower, and you just mount this freaking 50 on the
As the upper.
As your upper, but I think it's a bolt action if I remember right. I don't think it's a semi-auto.
Now I've seen 50 Beowulf AR uppers that were semi, not bolt action.
50 Beowulf. That's not a real penetrating kind of a round, but it's a door knocker. So it will definitely it'll put a thud on anything.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have very good range to it.
It's kind of like the 458 SOCOM.
I mean, if you get hit with 50 anything, it's going to blow the meat out of you.
Yeah.
So whether it's a 50 A&E or a 500 Smith & Wesson or whatever it is, it's going to blow the freaking meat out of you because it's just punching a big, fat, nasty hole. So, and then the bullet weight is enough to really like if you get hit, let's say you've got hard body armor and you get hit in the chest, it will rip your aorta.
Oh yeah.
You will
just
die.
just the transmission of hydrostatic shock. It will be enough to kind of like liquefy, your chest cavity.
Yeah. It's the same as a sudden stop injury.
Yep.
So, like, ripping an aorta happens all the time in head-on collisions, and it actually happened to some people that were bungee jumping.
I believe it.
And they would it's just your heart getting pulled forward.
Yep, the momentum.
And ripping that aorta, and you're freaking toast.
Yep.
And you die so fast, you just can't even believe it. That's what we refer to as I'm an EMT, so we refer to that as a sudden stop injury, ripping the aorta. The only difference between me and Wizard is he's a paramedic and he's trained on paramedic equipment. But other than that, he's an EMT. Every paramedic is an EMT.
Yeah. And
EMT is just the basic level, but you get up to paramedic and you're trained on all kinds of other lives. Like I can't do intravenous. I know how. But
I was trained by my mother how to do that when I was younger, but I haven't done it in over 20 years, so I wouldn't trust myself to do it.
Well, in a shit hits the fan situation, you might have to go back to that, and but that shit hits the fan. It's like my training because I'm not currently licensed right now, so I wouldn't work in that occupation at all right now, but
Yeah.
I know what to do. But a lot of things have changed.
Yep.
Like we don't do artificial respiration anymore.
It's all bagged.
It's not even bagged. It's chest compressions.
Oh, you don't do any respiratory at all?
Negative. But you can, but they recommend not to because it's all chest compressions. So it's just keeping the
What about oxygen deprivation in the brain?
Okay, well, what we're doing is we're keeping the tissues alive until ALS arrives and advanced life support.
Yeah.
And so all we're trying to do is keep the tissues alive until they arrive. That's all they recommend for us to do because, well, one of the people that was training me was a fire chief, and he did a bunch of seminars and stuff when I was, and he something happened to him, and that was he was working on somebody. He revived him, and this guy coughed up a blood clot, and it went in his mouth, and he got hepatitis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, freaking horrible. And so the rest of his life, he's got to be on these hepatitis medications.
Yeah.
Super nice guy, but it was just a horrible thing. He's trying to save somebody's life, and when the guy came to, he blew a freaking blood clot right in his mouth. That kind of shit. So it's probably not fun stuff for people to hear about, but a lot of EMTs actually have PTSD big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one example of how you could get PTSD.
I remember my mother, she was an RN at an emergency room about a year and a half before she retired. She got stuck with a needle from a patient that she was dealing with that was convulsing or something. And she had to go on a whole cocktail of drugs, for anti-HIV, anti-hepatitis and all that shit. She had a scheduled injection like once every week for about almost 6 months.
Well, if shit goes hot in our country, and people really want to get serious, 1 year preps should be a good IFAC.
Oh yeah,
And
I got 2 of them.
I've got one fully loaded and another one with various stuff.
I got 2 that I can, carry out in my packs, and I've got like just a big tote full of stuff for in-house use.
Well, you need a gunshot wound IFAC, and then another IFAC for like boo-boos and stuff.
Yep. My heavy duty trauma bag, I got tampons for gunshots. I got chest seal. What else do I got in there?
Well, not everything's going to be a gunshot. So if I were you, invest in some Quick Clot.
I've already got like 6 bags of it.
Right on. And then I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan. I don't think I will ever use a tourniquet ever, but I will use a pressure bandage, an Israeli pressure bandage.
Yes. Yep, I got a few of those.
I'm a big fan of those. I think they work a lot like a tourniquet anyway. So
yeah, I'm not trained on the new tourniquets. Like I know how to do the old fashioned Boy Scout one with a stick and a handkerchief and everything, but the new fangled ones that people are selling now, I'm not trained on them.
The Israeli bandage is actually a tourniquet too. It's a pressure bandage, so it will put enough pressure to stop the bleeding. You really don't need a tourniquet, and a tourniquet, removing the tourniquet is a lifesaver.
Yeah,
but if you don't get them to medical treatment within 4 hours, they are going to lose that limb.
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend get the Israeli pressure bandage and use pressure bandages. Don't even think about tourniquets. That's kind of like it's if your leg is hanging off, yeah. I mean, if your leg is freaking or your arm is like completely good, you're going to lose it anyway. Then you apply the tourniquet.
Yeah.
But if you don't think that you can get them to medical treatment within 4 hours, and also along with that tourniquet, I would also make sure you have a pen so you write the date, the time and the date and everything that the tourniquet was applied.
Exactly.
So you didn't know I knew this shit, did you?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would do. I would make sure that I had, even if you don't plan on getting in the shit and you're not gonna be fighting in a freaking civil war or whatever, you could have an earthquake or anything. So it'd be a really, really good idea to have a personal, individual first aid kit, which is what IFAC means.
I'm gonna go pull mine out real quick. I'll be right back.
Sure. I'm gonna refresh. I'll be right back on. Put me back on, okay?
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Here's my main trauma bag.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It's got Molly all over it. Put it right on the back of my plate carrier or on the backpack.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got a quick open. Here,
That's
set my screen here.
That's better than mine.
Yeah, I've got gauze, pressure bandages, safety glasses, pen, antiseptics, gloves, band-aids, shears, face shield for CPR, quick clot, Celox, iodine,
Yeah, iodine.
matches, biohazard bag.
Very good. That's actually bigger than mine.
And then the small one, I don't even remember what I put in this one. Tape, gauze, more bandages, and an ice pack. Those are always good to have. Instant cold packs.
I carry warmers. I carry like hand warmers.
Oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, I got a bunch of those I could throw in there too.
Yeah. Just in case, just in case you've been in hypothermia or shock, you could put them under their armpits and stuff. And
around the kidneys too.
Kidneys, armpits. Armpits are real good. If nothing else, you can use the hand warmers for yourself. Or, it's all actually your IFAK is for yourself. And what I do is I shove everything into like Ziploc baggies, and then I take a magic marker and I write on it what it is. Oh, okay, good. You're right on, man. You got the same shit as my instructors did.
I bought these pouches on Amazon. They're kind of cheap knockoff Chinese brand stuff, but very high quality.
That's fine. That's fine. Hey,
I think the smaller one was like maybe $25, and the other one was maybe $10 more.
Even the more expensive stuff is the same. It's the same as the cheap Chinese shit. Like Celox. If you can get now, I don't know if everybody that's in the chat knows what Celox is for.
Probably not. Why don't you explain it?
Well, just to tell you, you can actually use Celox on your pets too. But if you've got a real lot of blood, one of the main things of CPR is to stop the bleeding. So Celox is a blood clotting powder. I get the powder type. There is liquid. There's sponges also. Yeah. But I get the powder. You pour the powder in the wound, and then you apply some type of bandage on it to stop the bleeding. And you want to make sure that the bleeding is stopped actually before you apply your bandage. So
otherwise you're going to just waste the bandage.
Exactly. Well, it's not just waste the bandage. You don't want them bleeding out. And even if it's kind of innocuous bleeding, it's still good to stop the bleeding because they're also losing bodily fluids at the same time. So
opening yourself up for infection.
Opening for infection, the loss of bodily fluids, all those things can make increase mortality. So we try not to. We got to stop bleeding. We just got to stop the bleeding. That's part of the ABCs: airway, breathing,
circulation.
Yep.
And shock is also a big killer too.
Yep, shock is. So treat for shock. That's really important.
The
But
way I was trained in scouts, if you got a shocky patient, get them off their feet, lay them down, get their head up, elevated above their heart level, keep them warm, put a blanket on them, keep them hydrated.
which
If-
is where the hand warmers come in.
Yeah.
Because if you put somebody in a space blanket with hand warmers on them, it'll actually help to disperse the heat throughout the entire body.
Yep.
Now, I'm not the all-knowing guru, but I've been an EMT for a long time. And we don't do everything, there's no everything in first responder is not the same in every state.
Yeah.
So a lot of states, they emphasize things that are different than other states. And some of the things a lot of it's based on the kind of lawsuits that freaking people have, done on first responders. So, if you've had a lot of lawsuits on neck injuries, you're going to have a big emphasis on cervical spine injury that's bigger than bleeding and circulation.
Yeah. When I was going through all my first responder training in the 90s with scouts, like we were actually certified with American Heart Association, Red Cross, and I think one of the universities in Cleveland sponsored us. They had to take time to explain what they called the Good Samaritan law to us. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yep, I am.
Because a lot of people, you're all trained for all this, and then you decide that you don't want to, actually step in and help somebody out because of, the threat of a lawsuit. In Ohio, like if you try to a first responder, if he, fails to revive somebody or whatever, he's not going to get sued.
So one of the things that I really was taught emphatically is that you absolutely have to do sample questions.
Yeah.
So sample questions are like really big priority in my state, not in other states necessarily. Like Texas, that's not a really big thing, but here in my state it is, and that's because of the lawsuits. It depends. I mean, Texas might be getting different kinds of lawsuits. These freaking people, I'm telling you, you try to help somebody, you try to be a good Samaritan and everything, and it will backfire on you. So I keep my own IFAC the way I like it and the way I want it with me. And it's for me. It's not for a patient.
Uh-huh.
But I have a jump kit. And I keep a jump kit handy for my family and everything, and in case I have to help somebody on the side of the road or something like that. So, but I don't have a cervical collar in my jump kit, but I do always keep a SAM splint because I can use it like a cervical collar, stabilize the head and neck, and things like that, It's just things that you got to think about. I wouldn't carry it in the field if I'm in a firefight. I would carry freaking blood clotting stuff, and the only thing I'd probably carry in a firefight would be my IFAC that has my C-locks and my Israeli bandage. I carry that on me, and some tampons, and a couple little things like that to save my life. But that somebody's going to have to use my IFAC and save my life with it. It's not for me to save somebody else's life. You don't want to use your own IFAC on somebody. But if you have to, you have to. But if you use your own IFAC on somebody, now all of a sudden you don't have an IFAC. So that's something to think about. You're still in the fight, and all of a sudden you don't have an IFAC, and you don't have any way to refill it because shit has hit the fan, and the only way to get anything is on Amazon because of coronavirus. That's something to think about too. You know, can you refill your IFAC and you still got to fight more? You know, and there's no way to refill your IFAC because all you've got is Amazon because Walmart's been shut down, Target's gone, and I think they're going to be gone. I think in 2021 you're going to see the end of Walmart, Target, Sam's Club, all of these big major chain conglomerates.
That's possible.
Well, there's whisperings about it happening.
Well, did you hear the other day that Walmart pulled all their guns and ammos off the sales floor?
Yes.
And supposedly some locations are still selling them. You have to ask an associate to go back and get it for you.
I don't know about where I live. I haven't been in a Walmart, so I wouldn't know.
I've been in one once this year, back right when all this shit started.
I think they've lost a lot of business because they took their ammo and everything out, and a lot of people are boycotting them. And I'm one of them. Because
I just don't like the place, period. I don't like the business practices.
I don't either.
To be honest, the last couple of years, the only time I ever really went into one was just to do grocery shopping. I wouldn't buy anything else there.
It's a last resort.
Yeah.
So I have a Costco card. I can go to Costco and stock up on stuff, but I don't do Sam's Club or Walmart. And Walmart, it's not just that pissed me off about Walmart, but the terrible way they treat their employee. I can never get help when I go into Walmart.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a painter, okay? Tell me, when have you ever seen somebody in there mixing paint in the freaking paint department in a Walmart?
Not very often.
Not very often. And it's pretty much every Walmart is like that. So why would I bother? And then everything they sell in their paint and tool department is second rate anyway. And then whatever in the other departments is all made in China.
Yep.
So I really don't want cheap Chinese shit. I don't want it anymore. It doesn't last very long. I think I'm not the only one. I think there's other people thinking the same thing. But they came out and they said, I think it was in July, they announced that they were going to close 270 stores worldwide. And I found the article on it, and that was not an official announcement. They are actually, employees in Walmart are saying that they're going to be closing all the Walmarts, which we kind of knew that was coming anyway, because they were talking about using the Walmarts for the New World Order as concentration camps. So the Walmart has basically dedicated their buildings for government use.
Well, okay, I'm not fully on board with that theory. There are some, signs that in certain places that might be true. And when I think about my local Walmart, I got one about 3 or 4 miles away from me. The way it's situated, it just screams, that scenario.
Yeah.
It's at the back end of a dead end road. that's close to major road, like secondary roads, but is isolated and can be controlled. It's adjacent to one of the city's municipal water towers and an electrical substation, and very close to rail transit point and freeway interchanges. It's highly defensible in its position. Wouldn't take much to, roll some barbed wire fence around it and you have a secure perimeter.
Well, the one where I live, it looks like there's these cubicles, these high up cubicles that could be converted into guard towers.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of false abutments and traceries along the roof line. Like they make it so it looks like a modern, village type thing with peaked roofs and everything. But yeah, you could put, sniper post, observer post, whatever up there.
Yeah, and then all the not just that, but all the camera equipment and everything that are in all the Walmarts.
Well, in outside, it's like my local Walmart. They have to have at least 100 cameras just outside.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and a lot of Walmarts. When I was driving a truck, I was going across the country. They all had like Bed Bath and Beyond at the outside of them, and I know there's smaller Walmarts that probably won't be used for that. They're what they they were going on a blitz and they were going to build a bunch of neighborhood Walmarts that were, just kind of like a little neighborhood store.
Yeah.
And that never really came to fruition, but there were a few built, I think. So, but it's the super centers. The super centers, they really look like they could be turned into concentration camps.
Yeah, that's what I got. At the time when they built this one, it was the largest one in the country. It's not anymore, but it's massive.
And they said they were going to build smaller ones and super centers, but now they're actually closing them. And all the Kmarts are closed here.
Yeah, Kmart's been on the way out around here for a long time.
And the buildings are still vacant.
And the same with the Sears. We got a whole fucking shopping mall the next town over that hardly has any tenants. They probably got about like 120 empty stores in it.
That's kind of something to think about, And then Costco and Sam's Club. Sam's Club definitely looks like it could be turned into one. Because all the Sam's Clubs, they have these what could be towers,
Mm-hmm.
And they're big warehouses. They're bigger than the Walmarts. So they look like they're designed for taking in, masses of people or something. Kind of freaky. And you probably know who Dabu77 is. He was talking about that years ago.
I don't really get into him.
Mm-mm. I haven't listened to him in a long time. But I thought he had some kind of interesting things. The one that really caught me that he was talking about was these big mega trains full of military equipment that were traveling across the country.
Well, there was a big one that was spotted in California a couple of months ago. I think what it was, they do annual training at Fort Irwin down there, the big national training center where they'll bring in, entire, battalions of tanks and, foot soldiers to train in the desert. They don't keep all the munitions that they train with there. They got to bring that in from somewhere else. And, the big depots that they have like out in the middle of nowhere, that's where they probably loaded up all the equipment and they're probably just taking it to Fort Irwin. And everybody freaks out about it.
The thing is when I was in the Army, we used to load our howitzers on train cars and all our other heavy equipment over in Germany.
Yeah.
That was the only way to transport them because we couldn't drive them over the roads and stuff because it would tear the roads up.
Yeah.
So I get that, but what I'm seeing these MRAPs with these domes on top, and they were passing through where I live, and they were heading north and they were heading south, and I'm like, what the heck, you know? And I know what the domes are. There's something similar to a Qualcomm. So the dome on the top, they were identical to a Qualcomm system, GPS communication system for autonomous run vehicle. So they could, or remote, I guess, but they can program them to cover terrain without a driver.
Yeah.
And that is what they were. I know that's what they were. And these trains were as far as the eye could see. These trains were so long, passing through Utah, going north and south, and nobody seemed to know where they were going and where they were coming from. And then finally somebody said, oh, they're coming out of California to somewhere.
Well, okay, think of all the big places that you got out in the West where they train. There's Fort Irwin, Fort Carson in Colorado. There's, I think you guys got a big one in Utah. There's Yakima up in Washington. And, you know, you get guard units that are moving their equipment around to go train annually at places like that. But yeah, but if you're seeing trains that are multiple miles long, that's a little disconcerting.
It was, you know, it was when Obama was in.
Yeah, now I remember, where I'm at, we used to see trains that were loaded in Ohio with M1 Abrams tanks, but that's because they make them here in Ohio and they service them, so you see them coming back and forth. But that was always fun to see, you know.
We saw tanks too.
Yeah, like you're like, oh, I think it was like 14 years old when I first saw it. We were heading to a camp out. We got stopped at the railroad crossing. We had to wait for almost half an hour for this train to go by, and it had like 200 Abrams on it.
A lot of them were those trucks that had canopies on them.
Yeah,
they kind of like, I don't know what you would call these trucks, but they look like Oshkoshes or something that had canopies on them. They were cab overs, military.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They did make some of those as kind of like a cab over with like an extended bay in the back, and some of them were mobile machinist shops. They had like a whole machine shop inside with a lathe and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, it was really kind of, I mean, it kind of made me suspicious because, you know, it was when Obama was in.
Yeah.
And they were talking about Jade Helm. And Jade Helm was supposed to be some big operation.
A precursor to, you know, implementing martial law.
Yeah.
And then there was all those rumors of UN planes flying into the small county airfields with Air National Guard units and all over the planes.
They didn't look like typical military vehicles. They looked like freaking martial law vehicles. That's what they looked like. That's really what they looked like. They weren't, you know, but Afghanistan was going on. Iraq was going on. I don't know what they were.
Well, do you remember the big stink back when Obama was still in office? Because the military was giving away MRAPs to like local law enforcement agencies.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Obama was trying to stop it because militarized police and all this shit. So my county sheriff's department has an MRAP. They use it as their tactical vehicle.
That was when the military was buying millions of rounds of freaking 40 caliber.
Yep.
Hollow point. 40 caliber hollow point. Yeah,
and like multiple branches of the government, like Department of Energy, Department of Commerce.
It was causing ammo shortages.
Yeah.
I mean,
for almost an entire year, you'd be hard pressed to find 40 cal.
Well, it wasn't just not finding 40 cal. All these ammo companies were geared up to selling it all to the military. So there was ammo shortages. All kinds of calibers were coming up short. Yeah. But here's the deal on the ammo shortage right now. The ammo shortage has a lot to do with Remington going out of business.
Yep. Those poor people, the workers there, man, they're getting fucked.
And it's not only Remington, it's other companies
that
are actually shut down. They're shut down. And nobody will say why.
Then there's some that are running 3 shifts, but they just can't keep up.
No. And they won't say why.
Yeah, the line that I heard, probably 2 months ago, CCI made a public statement saying that they're running 3 shifts at all their plants, but their back orders from their main buyers are like a year and a half, in advance now, before they think they'll be able to catch up.
Yeah.
Because you get like Cabela's and all them companies that buy bulk in advance, for the next year and shit, and they do big contracts for it.
Sometimes I listen to that guy who comes on Sunday. I forget what his name is, but he has it's called Gun Talk. And I listen to his show, and he talks about, it'll probably pop into my head what his name is, but I've been listening to him, and he's been talking about it too. He's saying a lot of it is because Remington, and he named about 4 other ammunition companies that are shut down. And he was talking about mergers. I think it might be Ruger or somebody is merging with another company.
Well, here's what the news was that came out last week, that Ruger bought the Marlin brand from Remington.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, because Remington has different entities. Like they have the Olin that kind of covers the ammunition, and they had a bunch like they had the Bushmaster brand still.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any news about any of that. I know Winchester was looking to buy some of their assets, but the only one that I heard that was confirmed that went through was the Ruger Marlin deal. And Ruger's stock has been going up all year. I wish I would have bought a couple shares.
I wonder what's happening with Keltec, because I don't see any Keltec out on the market right now.
Yeah, come to think of it, neither have I.
I mean, I like that Keltec RFB and the Keltec that's the 308 bullpup. I'm digging that. I wish I could get a hold of one of them. It's a 308 bullpup. What are you doing? Looking it up right now?
No, I'm stoned.
Oh. I think it's the Keltec RFB. I think that's the one that's the bullpup. 308.
Now, what's the Keltec that folds up? Is that
That's a sub 2000.
Sub 2000, yeah.
That you can get in 9mm 40 and 45, I believe.
Now, me personally, if I was going to invest in a pistol caliber carbine, it would be 10 millimeter, so that I could interchange it with my Glock.
High Point carbine comes in 10 millimeter, which I think is really awesome for High Point to do.
Well, if I could fucking afford it, I'd get a CMMG. They call it the Banshee,
I've seen that, yeah.
like a little AR 10 millimeter. That thing's sweet.
My favorite little sub gun that I think would be just cool as hell is the HK MP5.
I fired one of those. It was the MP40 though. It was the 40 cal.
I want it in 45. I think that would just be so bitchin'.
There's.
'Cause I've always wanted a Tommy gun.
Have you ever handled one?
I know what they're about. I know they're a
They're
bitch.
heavy. They're heavy.
They are. But I always wanted a Tommy gun. I just something badass about a Tommy gun
Big old BAR.
or a BAR. I'd be happy with that. But because of the Tommy gun, made me get interested in a 45 carbine.
That's the Marlin I got. Is a 45 carbine. That Camp 45.
Because I'll never be able to get a Tommy gun. I don't think they're too overpriced. I think they're about $2,800. Oh, there's another company out there that's been kind of hiding in the bushes that you probably don't know about. You may know about them. You ever heard of Hill and Mac?
No.
Okay. Hill and Mac bought the patent and for the German Sturmgewehr, and they were making the Sturmgewehr in 7.62 by 39, which is
Are
probably
you talking like the old the SGU 44 or whatever that was?
yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that was the actual true assault. The Hitler called it the assault rifle. He called it an assault rifle. But anyway, Hill and Mac is making them. So I don't know if they're in mass production yet or not, but they were making them, and when they started, they were, really cheap price point, and now they've really jacked up their price on them. But if you got one, the true caliber for it would be the 8mm Kurtz. That's what, and they were making it in that caliber, but the 8mm Kurtz is not a whole lot different ballistically than the 7.62 by 39. So I thought, shit, I'll just get the 7.62 by 39 once I get rich and become like Donald Trump.
You know what you might want to look into? You could probably get a, do you know what a C&R license is?
Curio and Relics, yeah.
You can get a license and you can get all those old war guns like surplus dirt cheap. That classicfirearms.com that I buy shit from, they got all kinds of old battle rifles and pistols, all different kinds of shit on there.
I want the Sturmgewehr. That's what I want. It's just got this profile that goes, the profile to the rifle just goes all the way back to the Germans. You're just thinking of a freaking stormtrooper standing there with a Sturmgewehr. I just can't erase that thought out of my mind, and I keep thinking that would be one of the most bitchin' guns to have. You really want to piss off Nancy Pelosi? Pull out a Sturmgewehr. See what happens.
Yeah, Classic. I'm looking at their site right now. their big deal that they got for surplus. Italian M91 Carcanos.
Oh yeah.
Let's see how much they want for them. Carcano Cavalry Carbine, 6.5.
Yeah, but it's a wacky caliber.
Yeah, 270 base price.
Yeah, and it also shoots a wacky caliber.
Yeah, not very common.
You won't find ammo for it. That's why I did never buy that Russian revolver, because it was a wacky caliber. I like the Russian revolver.
They got those Wiz's rifle, that old 303 he's got. They got those for 400.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And the Fields, yeah.
They're right on par with 30-06. .303 British. I'd rather have a 30-06 though. At least I could find ammo everywhere. I still see 30-06 ammo at Cabela's.
Yeah, that's one of the few things around. The last time I was at Cabela's, when I picked up that Savage last month, the only rifle ammo that they had in stock was 7mm Rem Mag, 6.5 Creed, 300 Win Mag, and 30-06. That was it. And 243. That was it.
Well, for 20 rounds, 300 Win Mag right now is about $47.
Yeah, it was going in. It was like anything from $35 to $50 a box, depending on the brand.
Yeah, 300 Win Mag is high dollar shit. I have quite a bit of ammo for mine.
It's just not a very popular caliber around here because it's so overpowered for the geography around here.
Yeah, it's right on par with what we need here, though.
Maybe they got their contest they're running right now is for a DSA SA-58 FAL battle rifle.
Hey,
the old FM.
I would get a FAL.
Yeah.
I will highly recommend a FAL to anybody who might be watching the chat. If you get a FAL, will perform better than an AR-10.
It's got a completely different gas system. It's a lot better operating.
Mm-hmm. We almost went to that.
Here's the link for the contest. Go win yourself a gun.
Well, Britain actually did go with the FAL, and then the Rhodesian Bush War, they used the FAL also. So over in Africa, they used the FAL. The FAL was called the right arm of the free world. The Argentinians were using FALs. The FAL is a fabulous rifle, and I would take a FAL over even a HKG3 or any of those rifles. I would take a FAL. It's kind of like the Melania Trump of FLOTUS's.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? It's just long and slender and just freaking adorable and just smooth and just like Melania.
You get a Yugoslavian M48 8mm Mauser for 400.
That is the bomb right there.
Yeah, I've always liked the Mausers.
I'm a fan of it. I own one. I have the M2447.
Cool.
And it's right on par with the German K98. Except the only difference is the straight out bolt.
Yeah.
I think mine was actually a capture rifle. and it was captured and then modified. And they come out of Zastava, which is the Serbian company.
Do the markings match?
Yep, I have matching numbers. I did blue my bolt and my bolt handle because I didn't want it to shine. And I also added a World War I trench magazine to it. So instead of a 5-round mag, I've got a 25-round mag. I've actually got a spare as well. So I've got two 20-round magazines. So you've got five in the box and 20 more in the can. And you run stripper clips, and I've got a scout scope mounted on it. So it's set up to be a scout rifle. And it's also got a German K98 bayonet.
Cool.
It is scary looking. It looks big. It looks badass. It is freaking scary. I'm serious, especially when I put that bayonet on it. It's I didn't get the longest of the German bayonets. I got like the second to the longest because that really, really long one, it just was kind of absurd. So I got this one, and I'm telling you, it is freaking spooky looking. Scare the living shit out of you just looking at it. It has that same intimidation value as the Sturmgewehr. The profile of it, with that magazine sticking out of it, big wood stock rifle with a big magazine sticking out of it and a freaking scout scope and a bayonet on it. I even built a perfect frog to carry the bayonet on.
Cool.
So you know what a frog is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got a really nice leather frog, and it's got the leather magazine pouches for it. I bought the leather magazine pouches, which they're not magazine pouches; they're stripper clip pouches. So it carries 4 stripper clips per pouch. So yeah, it takes 4 stripper clips to load it to still not to capacity, but I can sit there and zap a freaking stripper clip in there, and I got 5 more rounds. So they're only 5-round stripper clips, but it's cool. You can use it for the same stripper clips work for the Mosin Nagant also. I would suggest, anytime you get a chance, try to get a hold of a Mosin Nagant also. Even if you got to pay through the nose for it, I would get a Mosin Nagant. We got millions of them in the country in circulation right now, and nobody's selling them because they know that the value of them just keeps going up.
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
Yep.
I'm back. Well, I got a kick-ass deal the other day on this. Can you see it?
Yeah.
22 shorts, $1.99 a box.
Oh, wow.
Considering that 22 is really hard to find around here right now, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Aguila ammo is actually good stuff.
Yeah, I think I've had like maybe 2 or 3, non-flyers out of like a case.
It's as good as any ammo that's ever been out there, if not better. So it's made in Mexico, though.
Yep. They the bullets on these are only 29 grains. Subsonic, I think they're only like maybe 450 feet per second.
Man, that's another thing. Okay, the amount of ammo that you can carry on you if you're running a 22.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's if you need to start prepping and you don't have anything, a 22 is a good way to go.
Yeah. You can hunt with it, you feed yourself, you can defend yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. And if you got multiple assailants coming after you, at least you'll have plenty of ammo to fend them off. I personally, if you think about it, there's something in tactical training. They talk about something called suppressive fire. So if you could keep a steady, suppressive fire going with 22, it's as good as if it was 30-06.
Yeah.
Because you're keeping them from popping their heads up. So that's the whole thing. It buys you time. So I would definitely, if I was just starting to prep right now, I would be looking at 22 more than any other caliber.
Yeah.
Because I know that I could buy a lot of it and buy it cheap. Buy enough of it that I could be able to at least stockpile a little bit. Just because of suppressive fire. And not only that, but the other reason is it doesn't have a loud signature. It doesn't have a loud report. So if you had to, poach a deer or something like that, pull out the 22 and take the deer out, because it will penetrate flesh. In fact, it might not even spook the deer. You might be able to get 3 or 4 shots in that deer to bring him down. So I would recommend anybody that doesn't have any guns at all, just go get a 22 and get a bunch of ammo. Even a 22 air rifle, that's not a bad idea either.
I don't have any decent air rifles anymore. The only one I got that works is an old Daisy pump action BB gun.
Yeah, I think
it's only good out to like 50 feet. It's wore out.
Oh. Well, BBs are 177 caliber, so 177 pellets or BBs work.
Yeah.
But, either way, I mean, you could go to any Walmart and get 177 Big 5 or anything like that and get all the pellets you want in the world, and you're not going to run out. Nobody wants to get shot with a 177 pellet. And I can tell you firsthand, I shot somebody in the butt one time when I was a kid with a BB with my Daisy BB gun, and it embedded in his freaking butt. How do I know? Because his mom brought him over and showed my mom his butt, and I got my BB gun taken away from me.
I got hit with a Ricochet 177 BB from about 30 feet, and it stung.
Oh yeah, they'll raise a welt on you if it's in thick clothes, but if your clothes aren't thick, you know, they're just wearing a hoodie or something, a freaking BB will go right through it. Even from just a crappy little CO2 BB that's like 450 feet per second velocity, that will go through a hoodie, it'll go through a shirt, and it'll go in your flesh. You're going to have to dig that sucker out. They're not fun. But I sniped this kid. I sniped him. I was hiding in a tree. Well, he busted my head open with a dirt clod. So I figured that was my revenge. And then my mom hid my BB gun, and I went and found it in her closet when she was gone. And I stole it back from my mom. And then I commenced to shooting out my cousin's neighbor's Christmas lights on the side of their house. Every single freaking light I shot out. Every single light. Yeah, I was a mean little bugger. Nice thing about it is nobody could hear it. It's just like, pop, there goes another light. Pop, there goes another light.
That's like those the other Aguilas that I got, the 22 longs, those Super Colibris.
Yeah.
Those things in my bolt action 22s, it's so fucking it's just like a BB gun. You can't hear it from 100 feet away.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah.
I have a pellet gun. I think it's made by Victorinox.
Okay. Swiss Army.
Yeah, the same company that makes Swiss Army. Yeah, I bought it used. I bought it at a paintball store. They had all these used BB guns, and I picked the best one of them out. And it's really accurate. Super accurate. It's Swiss. It has to be.
Yeah. I used to have a couple Victorinox Swiss Army knives over the years. I lost them all, but they were always good knives.
Yeah. Yeah, I lose them too. I had really good ones. I had those big kind that you don't like to carry because it's got too much shit in it. I mean, I never figured out what to use the corkscrew for.
That's for when you pull out a bottle of wine for your honey in your canoe.
It was like, why did they include a corkscrew?
And then remember that they used to put the screwdriver with the little bit inside the corkscrew, like in a plastic fitting that fit the corkscrew.
Yes. And then they had other stupid stuff on it, like tweezers that didn't work. And
oh, I loved my tweezers. And the little scissors were pretty good too.
My tweezers always broke.
The toothpick was kind of stupid.
The toothpick was pretty stupid, yes. But hey, if you were out, in the boonies and you had no toothbrush or anything, it's better than nothing.
I think the things that I used the most on mine were like the screwdriver heads and the can opener.
Yeah. But the fork and the spoon, Do you ever remember those ones?
I'd never owned one of those.
How could you eat a meal with the fork and the spoon and they're connected to the same instrument, you know? I don't know. Or cut a steak. You know, you're trying to cut a steak, but your fork is on the other side and you can't cut with it, you know? That's kind of lame.
So you use the knife and whittle yourself another fork.
Well, that's actually what I got instead of the Boy Scout knife was a Swiss Army knife. When I was in Boy Scouts. Because you could get the Boy Scout knife with this fork and the spoon on it.
Yeah.
Which I thought they were just lame. And it seemed like I could get more use out of a Swiss Army knife. But now they're expensive. They used to be cheap. They were cheaper than Boy Scout knives. Colonel Shaw, good morning. Miriam, good morning. Yeah, it is morning where Miriam is.
Yep.
It's only 11:44 here.
Yeah, it's 1:44 here.
I usually go to bed pretty early. I'm not a night owl like some of these people.
I think I'll keep it going for another 15 minutes and I'll call it a night.
Yeah. They're all talking Dutch here. Guten Morgen. Guten Tag. Now, Guten Tag, that's not German. The Germans say Guten Tat.
Oh. I just got a notification from Blazing Press. Civil unrest and riots in Vancouver, Washington. That's right across the river from Portland.
Yep. All liberal, all Democrat. I think Colonel Shaw, he's got to have some good fishing over there.
Not sure.
They've got all those canals and stuff over there.
True.
That connect to the ocean, so there's probably a lot of fish like perch and who knows.
Well, he went to some parks earlier this year on camera when he was driving around. He went to I think he was bird watching, and there was some places that he went to that had a lot of ponds and little streams and shit.
I saw that. That looks like a fisherman's paradise. Wonder if they get salmon.
Don't know.
Well, he probably doesn't know what he's going to catch around there. Might catch a dead body. I could see Colonel Shaw sitting there going, I got a lunker on here. Starts reeling it in. Can't hardly get it in. Finally sees a hand bobbing there.
My luck, I'd like to go there and do magnet fishing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But with my luck, I'd probably pull up like a landmine or something and blow myself up.
A freaking German shell
Yeah.
that's all rusted and everything.
I saw a video a couple weeks ago. They found a big ass unexploded bomb from World War II. I think it was in Poland, and they blew it up in a river, and it was pretty impressive.
Really?
The water it went up probably a good 200, 300, 400 feet up in the air. It was a big one.
I wonder if any fish floated up.
Probably.
That's when you just run in there and get with your net and start scooping them up. I actually did that before. Yes, I did. I was scared too. Thought I was going to get turned in or something. But, the weird thing is, your charge, it sinks down to the bottom. That's where you're going to get your fish, because most of them are down on the bottom.
Yeah.
And then you just, you get a ground and a positive, and you just tap your battery with your positive lead, and kablamo. And you don't even see an explosion the way I did it. All you see is some bubbles.
Yep.
And all of a sudden these fish start floating up, and the ones you can't get with your net, they just eventually wake back up and swim.
Yeah. They're just stunned.
Yep. But I loaded up 5-gallon buckets full of fish and shrimp and all kinds of stuff. Everything came up, crabs, everything. And I never caught fish in that canal. The canal I went to, never caught any. And I had redfish, I had snook, snapper, all kinds of fish.
I haven't gone fishing in a long time. Not since I worked up in Canada.
Really?
Yeah. That was 97 last time I was up there.
Wow. Well, you got to get out there and catch some fish.
Well, I don't eat the fish, so there's really no point.
You
I'll go with somebody if they invite me just for fun, but I don't eat the fish.
I understand. I really do. I used to hate fish when I was a kid, because all my mom ever cooked was fish sticks, and they were all frozen, and they just stunk. They stunk the house up.
Yep.
And it was all I had. If you don't eat, you just go without.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, and I would just drown it in ketchup, the fish sticks, and gag the whole freaking time.
Yeah.
And I got to hating fish, and then my mom got engaged to somebody, and he took us all fishing and everything. And I had the best trout, and it was better than any fish I'd ever eaten. And then we went deep sea fishing, and I caught this huge lingcod, and the meat was actually when we got back on the fishing charter boat, it was the only fish I caught the whole day, and it was at the very last stop. And everybody else had gunny sacks full of fish, and I had nothing. And I probably was about 11 or 12 years old or something like that. I was in tears, serious. I'm like, I'm the only one who hasn't caught any fish. I caught that one lingcod. It was 30 pounds. Filled up my gunny sack. One fish. And I got it back
Isn't that real oily meat though?
Negative. No, it is the lightest sweet meat. It was so light and sweet, and it was just. I think it's better than halibut or any fish I've ever eaten. I really do. It was not fishy tasting. It didn't stink when we cooked it. It was such huge fillets that came off of that fish. I mean, they were huge. It was enough to feed the whole family. And and it was just delicious. It was so tender and flaky and sweet, and put butter and lemon on it. You didn't want to. You didn't. It tasted so good. You didn't even want to put any tartar sauce or anything like that because it would ruin it. It was that good.
I don't think, honestly, that I've ever had any ocean fish. With the exception of one time I had a surf and turf dinner at a fancy hotel, and they had a salmon fillet, and I tried it. It wasn't my thing. I couldn't get past the texture.
Really?
Yeah.
The salmon's kind of bony, and there's a lot of little hair bones in there. So even salmon fillets will still have some bones in there. You kind of got to pick through it and try not to choke on it. But it's got this it's, to me, salmon has got something, a taste to the meat that just makes my mouth water. And trout, same way. There's just something that's like you crave it after you've eaten it, at least me anyway. And I didn't like fish. I did not like fish, but trout and salmon, I'll tell you, every time I'm thinking about it right now, my mouth is already watering just talking about it because it's that good. I mean, and it's weird because there's not a lot of food that is that way. I hate tilapia. I'm not a fan of tilapia at all. It tastes like mud or soap or something. I don't know. It doesn't taste right. So I don't like those utility meat type of fish, like pollock and freaking tilapia and stuff like that. They just don't appeal to me that much. So I was picky about fish. I didn't like fish, but there are certain fish that are awesome. Shark, it is just like eating a steak. I've had shark steaks, and you can barbecue them just like you do a steak. It's red meat. It doesn't taste like fish. It just tastes like meat, and it's really good. And I've actually had swordfish before, and I think shark is right on par with swordfish. So, I mean, I've had a lot of different kinds of fish. Never had grouper, even though I lived in Florida. I never ate grouper, and everybody says it's the best fish in the entire ocean. So, but I've never eaten it. Well, I don't know what happened. The chat.
Oh, shit. Where'd he go? You hit the red button. I'll wait another couple minutes and see if Bill comes back, but could be ending it here shortly. Welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Well, I'm going to be shutting down here in a minute anyway, so Kay is still running live on her stream. She's actually got a bunch of people over there right now.
Why there's only 5 people in chat.
Yeah, she's got AZ and Battery over there, and Queen of Conspiracy. So if anybody wants to keep chatting somewhere, there's the link for Kay's chat.
The wizard, I guess he's made it something. Miriam says they're talking religion.
No.
Who's talking religion?
Kay.
Oh.
Kay's chat, I guess. I don't think she got suspended. She was live just a couple seconds ago.
Huh.
So, all right. I'm shutting her down.
Okay.
Good talking to you, Bill.
Yep, same here.
Always a fun conversation.
Right on.
Everybody in the chat, thanks for dropping in, and we will catch you later. Good night.